Monday. Welcome to Tesla Shorts Time, daily, episode 469. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Today is May 11th, 2026. A new week and plenty happening with Tesla. Tesla's final Model S and Model X have left the Fremont line, freeing factory space for higher volume production as the company moves on from its oldest platforms. Production of both models has ended at the Fremont factory after 14 years for the Model S and 11 years for the Model X. The last units rolled off the line and cleared assembly capacity that can now be redirected toward current high-demand vehicles. This also marks the close of an era for Tesla's original flagship sedans and SUVs that helped define the brand. From a manufacturing standpoint, the decision makes sense, because low-volume platforms were occupying valuable line space that higher-volume models can use more efficiently. The shift reflects changing demand patterns where newer vehicles now drive most of the production needs. It is a practical move that lets the factory focus resources where they deliver the most output. With factory resources now focused on today's priorities, the end of these legacy platforms also challenges the assumption that older models must stay in the lineup to preserve brand heritage or factory flexibility. Production data shows the two models together accounted for a shrinking share of output in recent years, while Fremont's lines have been reconfigured multiple times for higher volume vehicles. This ratio matters because each freed station can support several times the annual volume of the low-volume flagships they replace. Tesla's vertical integration playbook suggests the freed capacity will accelerate output of current models and upcoming variants rather than sitting idle. The approach lets the company match factory resources more closely to actual demand curves across its portfolio. While charging improvements help long-distance travel, Tesla is also refining the ownership experience for existing drivers through a new Supercharger Waitlist feature. The new virtual queue system is now running at 5 Supercharger sites and will roll out more broadly to manage vehicle sequencing during busy periods. It directly tackles congestion that has frustrated drivers at high-traffic locations across the network. Early testing focuses on busy corridors where sequencing issues have been most noticeable. This improves the practical experience for existing owners while supporting continued growth in the EV fleet. Successful expansion could make the network more predictable for long-distance travel by reducing idle time and improving charger utilization. The pilot shows Tesla responding to real-world usage patterns rather than just adding more stalls. From an operations view, the feature addresses a growing pain point as more vehicles share the same charging infrastructure. That same software stack is also pushing boundaries on the road itself with a record cross-country drive. A Tesla completed the cross-country trip from New York to Los Angeles on FSD supervised with 0 interventions. The drive demonstrates the system's ability to handle varied highway and urban conditions over thousands of miles. It provides fresh real-world data that can refine future versions of the software. The 0 intervention result highlights progress in managing mixed environments without driver input. This kind of long-distance validation matters because it tests the software under conditions that short tests cannot replicate. The data collected will likely feed into the next iterations as engineers review edge cases from the route. That same software stack is also heading to another major market with updates to Chinese owners' manuals. Updates to Chinese owners' manuals indicate the latest full self-driving software will launch for local drivers under a localized name. The rollout would bring advanced driver assistance features to one of Tesla's largest markets. It also aligns with ongoing regulatory progress in the region that has been developing over recent months. The move positions Tesla to offer its most current supervised capabilities in a key growth area. Localizing the name reflects an effort to fit within regional expectations while delivering the core technology. This kind of market-specific adaptation shows how the company is scaling its software beyond North America. Meanwhile, on the commercial side, Tesla is seeing fresh orders for its heavy-duty truck. Watt EV placed an order for 370 Tesla semis, with more than 300 units slated for a joint program with the Port of Oakland. The deal follows the start of high-volume production at the Nevada factory. It signals growing commercial interest in electric long-haul trucking, as operators look for alternatives to diesel. A large portion of the order is earmarked for port-related operations where emissions and efficiency targets are tightening. The timing aligns with increased output capacity that can now support larger fleet commitments. This order adds concrete evidence that electric semis are moving from pilot projects into broader adoption. The efficiency numbers behind those trucks are also drawing attention from fleet planners. The Tesla Semi's efficiency claims suggest it could circle the globe with roughly 80 charging stops under ideal conditions. The figure underscores the truck's potential range and energy use compared with diesel equivalents. It offers a concrete benchmark for fleet operators evaluating electric long-haul options and their total operating costs. The comparison helps illustrate why some operators are placing larger orders as production scales. Real-world efficiency data like this can influence decisions on depot charging infrastructure and route planning. Back at the consumer level, smaller but practical software updates continue to land with improved Smart Summon. The updated software lets a Tesla navigate parking lots and come pick up its owner more reliably than before. Owners can now summon the car from farther away with better obstacle avoidance during the pickup process. The improvement shows how incremental FSD updates continue to expand everyday convenience features. These changes build on the same supervised stack that handled the recent cross-country drive. For daily use, the added distance and avoidance capability reduces the need for owners to walk across large lots. It is another example of how ongoing releases refine the ownership experience without requiring major hardware changes. Reactions to a recent electric vehicle cannonball runtime have sparked lighthearted discussion among owners about real-world long-distance performance. The result was viewed as expected given current technology limits, which kept the conversation practical rather than critical. Owners are also sharing mixed feedback on Tesla's trade-in process, including delays and valuation surprises that affect upgrade plans. These experiences highlight how seamless ownership transitions remain an important part of customer satisfaction in a competitive market. A Tesla-focused account recently dropped a string of eye emojis hinting at upcoming developments, which quickly drew speculation in replies about what might be coming next. The buzz shows how even small signals can generate community interest when people are watching for the next software or vehicle update. Now, one thing worth watching is the friction some owners report with Tesla's trade-in process. Owners are reporting delays and valuation gaps that complicate upgrades to refreshed models. These hiccups matter because smooth ownership transitions help retain customers in a competitive market. Tesla has room to refine the workflow, especially as more owners look to move into new variants. The issue is real, but appears manageable if the company applies the same focus it brings to production and software updates. Addressing these pain points would strengthen loyalty as the fleet grows and refresh cycles continue. Before we go, keep an eye on how the Supercharger waitlist expands and whether the China FSD rollout gains regulatory momentum in the coming weeks. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $445, up $15, 3.5%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.